the tournament here at MSG?
It was an honor, but with our team, you can kind of pick anyone. It's a well-rounded team. First game Wilkes played great. This game's done well. Scary. Everyone made big plays, so it's an honor. But anyone on our team, I feel like could have been named most valuable.
Questions?
Kev, down the stretch, after they had Rebecca foul out, it looked like you guys weren't really able to take advantage of the size you had inside. Just what happened there? What were you looking for, and how did they kind of take that away from you?
Yeah, we were looking for the bigs. They were really feisty and didn't make it really easy, but we just tried to throw it up top and not look at it at the first side, like get it swung a bit, make the defense work. But that's the lineup they went to, and we have really great bigs, so we tried to exploit that.
Kevin, last year at the Maui Invitational, you had a great tournament, and now early in the season, you're the MVP of the NIT season. Tip off anything extra special in terms of those big in-season tournaments that get you going?
Just the competition, I guess. Playing great teams. It's a great setting, but I just love playing basketball. It doesn't really matter when. It's just good to be healthy again and playing with a great group of guys. It makes it easy for me because I can't just focus on one player. We got so much depth.
But got close towards then. What things do you think your team needs to work on before you get into conference play?
Well, we got a long time before we hit conference play, so we got some things we need to work on, this week. But again, we came back here, we were challenged, we played some very good teams. I think we played 2 NCAA tournament teams, which I think is a good sign. We played experienced teams in both Georgia and St. John's that are hungry, to get back to the tournament, to beat a ranked team. And, we had to fight them. We had to fight them on offense, we had to fight them on defense, kind of 2 different styles of play, but 2 very good rebounding teams. I thought we fared fairly well on the glass also.
Coach, the other day you joked that it was surprising to see Pangos make his first turnover, and today he only has 2. But to have him as a point guard and running your team, what's it meant for you personally? Has it made your job any easier?
Well, yeah, I sleep a solid 8 hours a night. And I've been blessed with some great ones, but yeah, he's a special guy. His approach to basketball, I don't think I've ever seen any of our players have that same approach. I mean, there isn't anything that goes, any stone goes unturned with Kevin. He is nutrition. He's at the top of his game. His sleep pattern, he watches that. He comes into the gym every single night. He's not a guy that just comes into the gym and works his game. He will pick out one aspect of his game and work on that from 10 to 11 at night, and the next day it'll be something else. As you've seen, he's incredibly humble, and he's a joy, just an absolute joy, and one of the lowest maintenance guys I've ever been around in my life. Trying to get him a 5th year. The NCAA's doling out those waivers to everybody, so why not give one to him to keep my stress level down?
Were you surprised with the way St. John's was able to kind of rebound with you guys tonight, especially with how little Chris played in the second half?
No, their rebounding numbers are really good. They're really strong, and their rebounding numbers are based on, their balls are kind of coming off crazy everywhere, and they're excellent at pursuing it. They're quick, they're athletic, they're opportunistic. And, they have strong hands, and they go after it. And, that was something we tried to talk about in practice yesterday. We really couldn't mimic it. And sure enough, there were several today that they kind of snatched from us after we had our hands on them first. But by and large, I thought, our bigs did a nice job of kind of asserting their will at times, especially in that stretch when our lead grew, and we thought we had an advantage there.
Coach, the Madison bonus was a beneficiary of the size advantage that you had. How much of an impact did he have coming off the bench in your opinion?
Oh, big. He's basically a starter. It's nice to have somebody like that. He's thought of as such, and I trust him that much. That's why we play him at the end of the games, and playing him at the end of the games, even switching ball screens with him, so putting him on, guards after they set a ball screen. But he's a great rebounder, he's got great hands, and the best thing that Domus has, he's got a motor. I mean, he plays hard. You saw him outrun their guys a couple times for easy ones, and that's always such a gift to have as a player and to bring to a team. And if you don't have to get somebody going, you never question his effort. It sounds simple, but boy, it's great to have somebody play that hard.
And Coach, just to follow up on that, you've had Samoas now for a few games. Where do you think his development is right now in his freshman season?
We're just, I wouldn't say we're just scratching the surface, but we're just kind of moving past scratching the surface, whatever that next step is. And that's why I like this team moving forward. I think, maybe different than years past, we got an upside. I think he's going to get nothing but better, and our team will adapt, as he does get better. I mean, you guys saw a glimpse now of Silas Nielsen. That was his first collegiate minutes today, and banging a couple shots, and he can do that. And I think he will help us and get better. Byron Wesley, we're going to adapt into him. And you saw how willing he was to kind of take over and take big shots down the stretch of games, which is something maybe we haven't had, with smaller guards where you can get in the lane and make plays. So, I think back to Domus, I think he's so willing to work that he's going to get nothing but better. He just turned 18 a couple months ago, which is amazing in this day and age with prep schools and all that, to have a true 18-year-old freshman.
You have Shemek, Kyle, and Domus, three big guys that basically all have three different skill sets.
On him. Angel, we like
so
to bring
four guys
him.
with four different
Yes.
skill sets. How much of a value is that for the kind of versatility that you can do a lot of?
No, that's a great question. That's what we like, and we'll run different schemes offensively depending on, offensively and defensively. We can switch screens with Domus and Angel. We run more of a perimeter-oriented, quick-hitting kind of ball movement, player movement offense with those guys. When we get the Shemek and Domus in there, we love to go high-low and kind of play power basketball. That's what you saw tonight. They were trying to guard us with a smaller four, so we're trying to, take advantage of that. And both those guys can pass and catch, and then Welch is kind of. He was phenomenal on Thursday. He wasn't quite, as good tonight, but he's still such a threat. You got to, from a game scouting point of view, when you have a four-man that can pick and pop out to 25 feet like that, and is so skilled, man or zone, that takes a lot of game planning and adjusting to.
Mark, defensively, you're holding them down pretty well through about 30 minutes. What were you trying to do? Just stay in front of the play?
Yeah.
Gap control?
Gosh, they're so good and so quick and so effective at dribble penetration. They were averaging, I think, 33 free throws a game or something like that. They were making, I think, 18 and a half. And so, that was something that we really wanted to focus on. Now, they had only had 3 threes made outside of Harrison all year leading into that. So, we gave up some there at the end. But again, that was the game plan to kind of get in the gaps and make them take perimeter shots.
Coach, I'm sorry if I missed you talking about it, but can you just talk about what Kyle Wilcher brings to the team in general, and also on a night when he doesn't have to score 32, what does that say about how deep you guys are?
Well, I think it says how balanced we are and kind of how versatile we are. And so, he's a tough guard because, as I said, he's a skilled power forward that can stretch you literally out to 25 feet. So any ball screen, you've got to adjust. You're going to switch that, or you're going to come out and hedge it and stunt with your other big. And then if you do switch it, what you saw against Georgia and a little bit tonight is he's able to, he's pretty effective at taking those guards down and being patient and getting to a shot down there. And now he wasn't as good tonight, but this is kind of our team. If he makes a couple free throws tonight, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 6 guys in double figures, which is about right for us, actually. So That's kind of who we are.
Coach, sorry if you been asked this. What were your thoughts on St. John's, especially their small lineup, and what kind of problems it created?
Well, I mean, we went zone when they went small because we wanted to keep Shemek in there protecting the rim. And then, again, we thought, we might be able to help us with dribble penetration. But then they started hitting some pretty tough shots down the stretch. So then we went man and tried to switch ball screens and kind of contain them there. So we were kind of morphing in and out of both those things. But, yeah, it's, at one end with Obeka in there, I mean, it's really tough getting a lot of scoring around the paint. And I think you saw that Byron was able to attack the rim on 3 different occasions there with him out of there. And so obviously we tried to attack inside out on our end. At the other end with the small lineup, we were just trying to contain them and get a hand up. But they were able to hit 2 deep threes.